Okay, am I actually recording? I had a dream last night. I did an episode of ARMS and I wasn't recording. I think I actually dreamt I hit start streaming instead of start recording. Because I remember thinking like, oh, well, I guess that's not too bad. I could just download the VOD and edit that. Welcome back from ARMS. We're going to do Helix. How about instead of green, we be Max Brass? No. Pink or blue? Yeah, let's go blue. Blue looks pretty cool. Blue looks pretty cool. I'm not very good as Helix. Let's just chill for the. Let's do 4. Just take it easy today. Live from the DNA lab, the joy, the rush, the strangeness of the ARMS Grand Prix is upon us. And who else would be here to share in this action-packed event but you, buddy Beth? Back again is our gelatinous friend and mysterious life form, Helix. Listen to this. While he was being cultivated, Helix watched every past Grand Prix from his test tube. Talk about having a knowledge base. Speaking of, where exactly is his brain? It's a mystery, but that's nothing new around here. The ARMS Grand Prix is about to start. Yeah, you notice his age is 2. Youngest fighter. Match 1, here we go! It's Helix versus the heiress, Ribbon Girl. Don't sleep while she's jumping around. One air dash dive bomb and she's back in your face. Is our DNA-based buddy up to the task, or will he be left in splatters? Alright, let's, yeah, she's going double Sparky. I'm gonna go double Blorb. Helix is a very weird guy with very weird traits. He can hold jump to become a tower. Ow. Or hold dash to become a pile of goo and slip under arms, much like Kid Cobra. Except, excuse me, he can go in any direction. Now, the drawbacks to this are that when he jumps, he does kind of have some lag to it, I think. Well, that's me holding the button. Yeah, there. And you can't charge from jump without becoming the tower, as you saw me try there. But the tower can be really good as an offensive strategy because you can maintain it indefinitely as long as you don't get hit. Or go for a grab like I just did, because the grab will pull you in. And it keeps his arms charged as long as he's in tower form. So if you can get good at wiggling away from your opponent's punches, you can be pretty powerful. A pretty powerful tower of goo. Ow. Also, you may notice, landing from a dash, or landing from a jump, he goes into his puddle form, as we can call it. So Helix is an oddball, but he's definitely got his strengths. Oh, I like that victory animation of his, where he kind of just untenses and becomes slightly taller. Alright, let's go Guardian and Ice Dragon. So as you saw, the Blorbs are kind of a funny, bouncy, heavyweight arm that inflict blind. And here's the Guardian and the Ice Dragon. Ice Dragon, you could tell what it is. If you saw Min Min's Fire Dragon, yeah, it's that, but ice. Wow, who would have guessed? And then you have the Guardian, which is a shield. It'll slowly approach your opponent, and you can press the button again to get it to kind of rush towards them. And when charged, it's electric. Do the electric slide. Was that this series I was saying that, where for some reason every time I try to hum the electric slide, my mind goes to the hustle. I don't know how I get those wires crossed. Oh, okay, I guess I do know how. It's probably because I don't know how the electric slide actually goes. But for some reason, my mind just takes that and goes, it's a hustle. That's hustle. That's the tune. Go to hustle. Keep it going. It's Helix versus the Spirit Fighter Masongo. Deep within this lush forest, the air is positively delicious. I can't help but breathe it extra deep. Being created in a lab, Helix may be experiencing nature for the first time today. I wonder, can the result of a lab experiment appreciate such natural beauty? I guess we'll see. Well, apparently he does have his own unique consciousness. He's not just doing what he's programmed to do. He is capable of his own thought. So yeah, he probably is appreciating the nature here, taking it in. How about I go tower mode and just blast you with dragons? Yeah, okay, that's a fair response. Okay, come on. Yeah, I guess I don't have a whole lot to say about Helix right now. Yeah, he was created in ARMS Labs. You can see on his stage there were other versions of him living in tubes. The tubes that you can break, and they'll get flushed down the drain. Ah, I almost got him. Helix apparently broke out of his tube early, so whether that means he's much more advanced than I expected him to be, or maybe he could have been more advanced to become something totally different, but with his own, having gained free will, he decided, no, I don't want to be in a tube anymore, and then he broke out. Broke out early before he could become something much bigger. Oh, yeah, no, that's another one of those unanswered questions we got. Oh, don't do that. Yeah, stay out of my healing circle. Stay out of my personal space. Stay out of my personal space. Ow, okay, yep. Yellow mask, sure, cool. Yeah, there we go. You want to attack me? Ow! I didn't mean land the hit. I wanted to counter, but fine. I saved you from the bomb! If for some reason, I look at Helix and think, Phil Lamar could probably voice this guy. I don't know why I think that. Phil Lamar is great, though. I bet he could do a great Helix. Well, don't miss. I had him right where I wanted him, and I missed. I perped it the wrong way. I'm just trying to take a drink of water, and it drips down the side of my face. Oh, he's trying to get away! Stop him! Match 3, gooving on. Let's try to play some skill shot. Helix really doesn't have a great selection for this. I guess I'll go one blow, one ice dragon. Get a charge going, trying to get him with some ice. Why did my dragon not point at him like I wanted it to? I don't know why it wasn't listening to me there. Okay. I don't have much to worry about. I'm on level 4. I guess I've just gotten so used to playing on 5 and 6 and 7 and whatever else I've been doing for this Let's Play that 4 just feels like sleepwalking now. So I guess that's a lesson about how to get good fighting games. You gotta play on the harder difficulties, even if they're scary and you lose sometimes. You just gotta go for it. Like I've said before, this game does have quite a harsh learning curve to it. So it definitely will seem really difficult at first. And possibly, you may even start on level 1 and either think it's still too hard. Oh man, I'm losing. Oh gosh. Never mind about me. What I was saying before, sleepwalking. Ah! Can't let him get any more points. Okay, good. We did it. That was closer than I would have liked it to be. But what are you gonna do? You're gonna get better, that's what you're gonna do. Yeah, so you might start on level 1 and think either this is still too hard or this is way too slow and I feel like I'm not learning anything, but you definitely have to get comfortable with the mechanics. The mechanicas before you can really start going on the harder difficulties. If I put on her suit, do you think I'll have a chance in the Grand Prix? Actually, I have no idea how that thing is even legal. Anyway, here we go! I bet it's Coil. I bet Dr. Coil said it was okay. She just wants to see how things will go, get the data. Huh. I actually didn't think about how effective ice might be against Mechanica, but yeah, it takes away her mobility, so she's not as effective at bullying as she's supposed to be. She doesn't have quite as high stats as Master Mummy does, so the movement was supposed to make up for that, and they take that away, she's kind of a lesser Master Mummy, you know, without the ability to heal. What? Yeah, okay. Also, I would say, definitely, I mean, maybe there are some, you know, maybe starting off as Springman is probably a good idea for a beginner. Definitely don't go straight to someone like Helix unless you think you can definitely handle the peculiarities with his moveset. Ah, man, even on level 4, I'm getting knocked out. We're not going to see Springtron again. I am okay with that, but it's still funny. How about I go a little bit more defensive this time? Get you with that ice laser. Try to keep you in that frozen cycle. Looks like you're in the refrigerator. I guess that's Helix's rap name, is the refrigerator or something. I don't know. I don't know anything about rap, except the fact that they have rap names sometimes. Or maybe all the time, I don't know. I would assume maybe all the time. Because, you know, it's like kind of a band name, but it's your name. It's the name that refers to just you as the rapper. It's like, yeah, that would make sense to me. But yeah, starting out, if you don't want to start as like a beginner-friendly character, then I would definitely recommend trying out everyone and seeing who makes the most sense for your playstyle. Who clicks with you the most. It's like I said while playing with Min. She's the one who clicked with me even before the game released. So I kind of just stuck with her while learning. But, you know, I think a fighting game is kind of the kind of game where you can't just have one character you like to play as. You should try them all and try to get good as them all so you understand how they work. Kind of like Chuck Conroy said about Splatoon weapons, where if there's something you hate, try playing as it. It'll teach you the weaknesses. Except that doesn't quite work because, you know, I struggle with Dr. Coil sometimes. Ooh, that was almost a double KO. I struggle with Dr. Coil. Or even just Ribbon Girl. Like, you know, any human player playing as her. And, you know, I play as her, and I still can't really figure out how to beat her. Because I know what I do wrong, but that doesn't mean anyone who knows what they're doing is going to do the same thing. Which, I suppose to that effect, you know, for that reason, I guess I don't necessarily agree with Chuck Conroy's thoughts on trying every weapon. You know, try the weapons you struggle the most with so you can learn the weaknesses. Because that doesn't necessarily mean your weaknesses playing that weapon will be the weaknesses of the weapon. Aw, man, I was just about to rush. She broke my arm. But oh. It's like, how did you knock down my dragon? It became super heavy. No, it's a medium weight, so it was only heavy. Which, yes, you can still get knocked down. And there we go. It is interesting now that I think about it. Helix is green by default, but his arms are blue. I didn't choose the skin to go with the arms. I was just like, yeah, you know what? I feel like playing as blue. It's Helix versus Ramen Bomber Min Min. His signature Rom Rom arms paint a flaming curve through the air. It's just like the curve of a ramen bowl, and hot like the soup within. Wow, that's pretty deep. Yeah, it's just ice dragging her. And actually, I might have some success just staying in tower mode here. Slow-moving megawatts give me time to react. Ow. Never mind. And, you know, I guess I can't say I know exactly the kinds of things one should do if they want to get into arms. Aside from just keep trying. Because, you know, just because you think you understand something doesn't mean you will understand it right away. Like, arms might look simple, but you definitely have to get a feel for it. And, you know, this game does have a training mode. But it's honestly not a very effective training mode. I don't think it really... Like, it can teach you what the mechanics are, but I don't think it necessarily does a good job of teaching you how to utilize those mechanics. It's just like, okay, well, perform three block dashes, whatever they're called. You know, where you block a hit and then press dash after the hit lands, or like beat this really evasive opponent. Like, it doesn't really teach you how to do it. Or maybe it does have like a snippet about like, oh, you gotta predict where they're gonna land and then get them when they land. Get out of that circle. Dang. Man, I just realized yesterday was Tuesday or Thursday. There's probably a new LEGO Masters episode I can go watch. Just completely apropos of nothing. Just like, oh yeah, LEGO Masters. Because it's Friday. But, ooh, she almost got me with her own dragon. Her dragon. Oh, come on, curve the... Alright. Gotta stop doing that, because I heard it's bad. Ah, it's hoops. Well, at least we're on level 4 now, so it shouldn't be too hard. Hopefully. Twintail was the last opponent I had who was really hard. Hoops. Don't ooze focus! Let's play some hoops. Shouldn't I be oozing focus, though? Because, you know, like, when something is oozing something, it means it's full of it. You know, like, it's radiating that energy. So if I'm oozing focus, wouldn't that mean I'm doing really good at focusing? You know, with someone who's oozing confidence isn't losing confidence. They're just so confident. It's like, oh man, they're so confident. It's like dripping out of their ears. It's a very gross way of putting it, I suppose. Sorry. Aha, gotcha. It's kind of funny that they, you know, even though they know the game is to throw them in the hoop, they still gotta kick them on the way in. They can't just throw them into the hoop. You know, not like Bite does, because his throw animation literally is just grabbing you and throwing you. Master Mummy as well, I think. Just slams you really hard into the hoop. It's actually a little bit disappointing that we got Twintail on hoops, because I think there was dialogue about Helix having a crush on Twintail. So we didn't quite get that. Oh well. Match 7. It's in your genes! It's Helix versus the Sucker Puncher, Lollipop. One of her arms, the clapback, knocks incoming punches right back at her opponent. I expect to think twice before throwing any punches all willy-nilly. Dude, do you even know who you're talking about? Helix is the living embodiment of willy-nilly. I don't want to keep doing double dragons, so let's do Lords. Try to lob them over the shield. That's something I forgot to mention about this type of arm. Because I know I did talk about the weird bounciness of them, but I never really gave it much mention in this episode. Yeah, they're all weird and bouncy, and if you tilted the thumbstick, or I guess your motion controls, if you're using motion controls, down or up, you can change the arc of the curve. Or the arc of the bouncing. Or the arc of the covenant. Covenant? I don't know. Yeah, so you can kind of go over her shields with it. Ow. But the problem with that is because they're bouncy, it can also be hard to take advantage of their heavyweight as a defensive option. Ooh, barely got away from that bomb. There we go. Bopping over her shield. Especially with tower mode. I didn't even think about that. Tower mode helps me punch over her shield. Yeah, she's going clapback again. I'm going double orbs again. Good old Blorbos. I really like the Blorb. I find I'm weirdly good at landing hits with it, although maybe it just has good tracking. But despite being such a wonky and frankly unpredictable arm, I think I have some weird amount of success with it, especially with fighters with good girth stats. Like, I used to run this on Min Min's Dragon arm, her left, to have the perma-charge and the increased girth. I don't know, something about it just felt right. It felt successful. Oh, what? Ooh! It didn't look like that landed, but then it did. Oh, I was trying to get the bomb. Sorry, drone. Man, I would really like to see top tier play with one of these bouncy arms, with a Blorb or a Glusher. Seeing someone like perfectly curve their throws to hit someone in the air or whatever, going directly over a bounce or shield, perfectly cleanly over. Man, we haven't gotten Helix's other victory animation yet, have we? Maybe I just haven't been paying attention. Match 8. The surface tension builds. It's Helix versus the Grim Creeper, Master Mummy. Is he alive? Is he dead? Is he hiding under your bed? He's literally wrapped in mystery. Frankly, both of these dudes are super weird looking, so it should be quite the fight. Yeah, is he alive or dead? Has he thoughts within his head? We'll just leave him there. Why should we even care? Yeah, I'm gonna go double Guardian here, because you might think it's a bad idea to go double defensive here. And, okay, maybe not having the best girth stat in the game is gonna make this a little trickier, especially with Master Mummy having that Phoenix coming at me, but it's definitely a method that can be effective. I don't know if I can say effective method, effective strategy, but it works. It can work. I'm not used to using it, but yeah, there we go. So you gotta home in on them. You gotta let them do their thing. Just get up close, get up in his business, get into his personal space. Yeah, there we go. That's working out. You can't out-pressure me when I'm the one putting on the pressure. Oh, I thought I was gonna die with that. Also, being heavyweight, they increase your grab damage by 5 per Guardian, of course. So if you go double Guardian, there you go. 10 extra grab damage. Okay, I'm not gonna do that again. I think I'm gonna go, well, just 1 Guardian and a Blorb. So what you can also do, if you're utilizing Helix's default moveset like I do, like I like to do, that's another thing you should do if you find you're struggling to get good with arms, or get good at arms. Change your weapons. Try out different combinations of arm sets and fighters. Maybe you'll find something that really works for you. Because again, it's like that's why there is no tier for this game, or not really a good one. It's because it just varies. You gotta find what works for you, not what is quote unquote the best. I don't know how I still got him with that, but I'll take it. So what you can do, I forget if I even mentioned it because I trailed off. The tiers are stupid. Is that you can put this out and then throw your Blorb right over it. It's pretty, honestly, kind of satisfying. I'd like to do that. Oh, what? Like, throw damage 155? Okay, apparently blorbs don't count as heavy for the sake of increasing your throw damage. That's interesting. I don't know why they did that. Excuse me, because I thought the point of the extra throw damage was to give you extra incentive to go with something slow. There's the other one. He notices the camera drone. Such a curious blob. Man, I feel like blob sounded like it was supposed to be an insult there. No, I meant that as an endearing thing. He's such a curious jiggly guy. Crack the code. Helix versus the bouncer, Springman. If you think he looks hot, just wait until you get a taste of his toasters. Toasters! Not sure how to beat someone who resembles a comic book hero, but go get him, Helix. Well, okay, maybe you beat him by going like this. Ow, I forgot his boomerang is good at going around things, and I'm bad at avoiding it. I picked wrong. I definitely... Oh, I'm gonna beat him by doing this, and then I lose. Why did you leave the circle? Why did you do that, Springman? Springman, are you okay? You realize what the green circles are, right? That's, you know, you can't assume that's Helix doing some kind of trick, because he's the blue Helix this time. There actually is in-universe juice based on Helix. There actually is, apparently they do have, which I suppose you would come to expect this with how big ARMS is in universe as a spectator sport. They have like little, I don't know the word, like things you would buy at a gift shop at an ARMS stadium based on fighters, like the Helix juice. There's plush versions of, I would assume, all ARMS, but I think the only ones we've seen were me getting hit and knocked out. Dragon, Min Min's Dragons. And if I haven't already said, I would definitely buy those if they were real. Okay, now he's not using a boomerang, so now let's use the Guardian. Fine. It's fine. Okay, he's too mobile for my Guardian to be effective here. Alright. This is why you're allowed to take 3 arms into a battle. It's for when you fight someone who just can't be hit with whatever your third is. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I'm still losing, but yeah. Still trying my best here. Just like Springman would expect from me, I suppose. That's what he would want from an opponent. He wants everyone to try their best. Fight their fullest until the end. Which is all about his... That's what his fighting spirit is all about, is fighting till the end. Fighting strong until you can't. You just physically can't. And here I was thinking, oh, we're on level 4. Springman won't be as bad as he usually is when I'm fighting him. Yeah, I should not have underestimated the Springman. Alright, double blort? Come on. Maybe I should be keeping it low. Yeah, the thing to note about like going low like this, like Helix, and I assume Kid Cobra as well, if you're low too long, like eventually your opponent will just start their homing ability, you know, the camera's natural focus on your opponent will start to drift down. So you can't just stay low and be permanently unhittable. You have to switch between regular and short every now and then. Again, you gotta keep mixing it up. You can't just do the same thing over and over. You gotta mix it up. Which reminds me, I've heard this game actually does utilize real-world boxing principles that someone on the ARMS subreddit mentioned because they boxed in real life, and they're like, hey, wow, this game actually utilizes things I know. Come on. Hey, you know what I didn't do again? I didn't read the wiki page for Helix again. I don't know what his main strategy is. I've come this far into the episode, and I'm like, oh wait, I don't know what his strategy is. I should be talking about that, but I didn't. No, no, no. Ah. Oh, come on. At least what I can respect about NPC Springman is that he doesn't really seem to utilize his shockwave an extreme amount. He's mostly just dodging my hits. Dodging and counterpunching. So he's not... I mean, I suppose you would expect that out of an NPC, that he's not just standing around spamming his shockwave to stay invincible. Excuse me. He's utilizing his strengths in being an all-round, well, decent stat fighter. Alright, let me go read some of the wiki stuff about Helix. Also, I forgot to mention when I was talking about character signatures, Helix's signature is a scribble. And that is just amazing. Yeah, okay, so evade and pressure, that's basically the idea. Recommendation, glove arms. Arms that quickly knock down opponents work very well with Helix by using constant barrage is reliable. Safe punches in a rhythm. It's extremely hard for his opponent to jump or dash through without excellent time, shield, and shield dashes. Man, I told myself I wasn't gonna just read directly from the wiki, and then what do I end up doing for arms recommendations for Helix? No, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna make the same mistake again of using a guardian when he's using the boomerang. Also, worth noting is that when Helix is in tower mode, he is still counted as on the ground for the sake of attacking with his arms. However, if he's hit with an element like electric or ice, he's still knocked down immediately as if he were in the air. So, I suppose you could say offensively he's on the ground, but defensively he's in the air. You know, the air, like that Daft Punk song. There we go, that's much better. I tend to forget how actually pretty easy to hit with the dragon it can be. Ah, okay, yep. I was getting greedy for a grab there. It's like one of my Ninjara. Hey, here's another idea for something that'd be cool to see in an ARMS sequel, with it possibly taking place like a couple of years later or whatever. Helix having learned English. That'd be neat. You know, it would be really cool to see a smarter Helix, like showing him having learned. You know, going from this really curious, silly blob to like an actually smart guy. you know, who's maybe not done learning, because I suppose you're never truly done learning, but, you know, past elementary school. But, you know, I guess that is part of the charm of Helix, is that he's basically a big blobby child. I suppose big fans of Helix probably wouldn't have him any other way. Oh! Didn't see that bomb coming, did you? Well, you know what? I forgot I was there too. So, fair. Here we are, finally, the finale. What's waiting for Helix on the other side of potential victory? Success, probably. We're about to find out, because this is it, the grand finale, the final fight. Go get it, Helix. Well, don't talk to him like he's a dog. Okay, you're going double heavy. I'm gonna go double exploit your openings from being heavy. Ow. Yeah, you know what? I deserved, for my phrasing there, I deserve that. Ouch. But you know, there are some things that you try to talk about, and it's like, well, how can you not accidentally use inappropriate phrasing? It's like talking about the poltergeist in Luigi's Mansion. It's like, yeah, it sucks and it blows, and there's no other way to phrase it. It's like whenever I'm talking about something, like something icy that's neat, my first thought is, wow, that's pretty cool. And then it's just, well, no pun intended. Why is it so easy? Why is my first thought always the pun, even though I don't initially think like, oh yeah, that's gonna be an ice pun. Don't say that. Because, you know, ice, cold, cool. It actually frustrates me a little bit, because I just want to call something cool without having to say no pun intended. Haha. Froze you, and then he gets smaller. Nothing to read into there. Because cold makes things compress. That's the joke. Because if I hit Springman with he would also get smaller. Because he's a spring and he would compress. That's not true. That's, in case you couldn't catch that I'm joking there yet. Springman does not get smaller when you hit him with ice. Okay, get out of my face. He's trying to get me in the corner. And he was doing it. He had me in the corner. I don't want to be in a corner. No one puts Helix in a corner. Except Max Brass, he just did. He did it again while I was saying that. Isn't that kind of funny? I was going to say hilarious. I was like, oh, it's not really that funny. Yeah, figures. Nope. I do that a lot. Especially on this stage. Okay, focus. Gotta ooze focus again. I don't care what Biff said, I'm gonna ooze focus. I'm gonna be so focused that I'll be oozing focus. I probably didn't need to rush there to actually get him, but I wanted to secure the round. Oh, right. That was round 2. I win! Wait, don't run away, Helix! Especially not that way. That's off the roof. I don't know how high of a fall you can take. What a turn of events! Victor was all but a ship, and there's a party crasher to deal with. I have no idea what is going on, but I've got a feeling that it's going to be fun to watch. Good luck, Helix. If you can fight this freak off, perhaps you'll finally find the answers you seek. Nope, I was trying to grab, and then it was 2 lasers, and I got knocked down. And then you saw it happen, or maybe you're not paying attention. I don't know. It's okay if you're not. I'm not always paying attention to videos I watch. Sometimes I have to rewatch a video because I was paying so little attention to it, but I actually wanted to hear what the video was about. Hate when that happens, honestly. I mean, who wouldn't? Yeah, I don't know why I was like, yeah, honestly. Is that really that big a deal, to be honest, about that? Like, why would I lie about that? Yeah, I hate when that happens. I think it mostly happens when I'm reading something else while watching a video, because, you know, you read something, so you're paying attention to those words instead of the words you're hearing. I think that's like a proven actual psychology thing. I took 2 classes of psychology in college. Can you tell? Took intro to psychology and abnormal psychology because I find abnormal psychology fascinating. I had to take intro first, of course, because it's the intro. But then I got to do abnormal, and it was very fascinating. What's also fascinating about abnormal psychology is normal is relative, so things can. I probably shouldn't have gone double dragon, using the dragons too much. But if it works, it works. You know. Normal is relative, so abnormal is also pretty relative. Like, I remember one example my professor gave was one for the road, which, you know what that means? It means one last drink before you drive away. And, yeah, that was considered normal at one point, but nowadays we would call that drinking and driving, which is bad. And the DSM, you know, the manual for abnormal psychology is also changing and revising. And honestly, I find the frustrating element is changing terminology. Like, honestly, trying to keep up with any kind of terminology is kind of frustrating when it's constantly changing to be less offensive. But I guess I say that as someone who's not... who's pretty hard to offend, so... I guess I don't have room to talk about that kind of subject. Okay, this is the same, right? I think I saw it the same. The award ceremony is about to begin. Let's take a look at the final results. Man, I just noticed how many rows to seats there are. There's like the obvious row around there you can see, but then there's like below the ring. It's like, what? That view must suck. I would not. Well, okay, I got, you know, sometimes you just gotta get what seats you can. Your new grand champion, the man of mystery, Helix. From experiment to ultimate success, congratulations. As my dragons bite at air. So I'm going to thank you all the competitors and fans at home. See you next time, folks. And there's what I'm told is him breaking out of his test tube for the first time and having an existential crisis about the fact that he's sentient and just broke out of his tube. But my interpretation is more just he, you know, broke out of his tube, went to fight an arms tournament, and then came back and just decided, oh yeah, because there's the belt right there. Yeah, this is after he won. So this is him winning and coming back and just like, what do I do now? See, the smile definitely throws me off because it's like, well, his body language is like he's about to cry, like he's about to cover his face crying, but he's smiling. So, what emotion are you feeling, Helix? I guess you can't answer because you don't know English yet. You don't know any languages yet. You can only make funny noises that for some reason make me think of Phil Lamar. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. See you next one. Bye.